Hey everybody, hope this all comes through because my equipment is a little haphazard, but I'm Ryan, aka Patrick, usually known on the internet by Ryan or various other names, and, well, this is my game. This is Binding Wyrds. And I'm sure your first thought is, Ryan, this looks like RTP graphics in a very boring gray room. Why is this your game? Why are you showing it off? Well, the first thing to mention is that I am not an artist. Unfortunately, this game, until I find an artist willing to work for me, and I've spoken to a few, will be stuck with RTP assets from RPG Maker, until I can find a better substitute. In the meantime, I've been working on gameplay. I've been working on lots of gameplay. So, in this video and a few others, I will explain, well, why you're loading up this game and why you're looking at this room, because I can fully understand why you would load this game up, see this room, see these guys walking around, and go, why am I playing this? And close it right back down. So, in short, Binding Wyrds is an RPG. That's why it's made an RPG Maker. Unfortunately, it's not a standard RPG. Most people might look up, open up the menu, look at your characters, and scroll, and scroll, and scroll, and wonder, why are there so many characters? Well, in short, it might be better to think of Binding Wyrds as more like, well, XCOM than anything else. In Binding Wyrds, you are the commander of a secret organization designed to fight the supernatural. In this world, most people can't see the supernatural, it doesn't come into their everyday lives, but it's a big enough problem that some organizations are there to deal with it. So, when you play Binding Wyrds, you send these various characters off on missions. On the missions, they may fight various supernatural forces, they may rescue people from those supernatural forces. Either way, you need to manage your resources. The characters have no easy way to heal each other. They can only really rest up when they are not on missions. So, every time you send characters out, you have to leave some characters behind and let them rest up. In addition, characters in Binding Wyrds will permanently die when they die. Now, you may notice that a lot of these characters have what's called WDS, stands for wounds. When wounds reaches 0, they are dead. They are gone. You will never see that character again. They'll have a nice little death animation, and they'll go bye-bye. In addition, some characters you may not see. Easy enough note to mention is that these two characters right here, Lieutenant Pearl and Lucia Alves, one of the first missions you get, you'll basically have to pick between one of them. The other one dies and will never be seen again in the game. Also, as I add more and more content, certain missions may require you to kill off a character. If you want to recruit a different character, you have to let them kill another one. They may have a grudge against this character. Some characters, in order to progress and have their own development, which will be represented in games by various events they can have, and bonuses they will get from it, they may require a friend of theirs to die in order to get some sort of development, maybe the other character's holding them back. As such, I can't just give you 4 characters. In fact, of the 25, I believe it is, characters I have right now, in a single run-through, you may only get half of these. Currently the first 4, I'm seriously considering only letting one of them survive. They are going to be in the tutorial mission. But, let's look around a bit. So, this gray room is the hub. Now, once graphics are finished, it will turn out to be a sort of command center. Technicians and different places to go to, places to talk to your characters, places to upgrade your gear and all that. Some of that is already implemented. But, right now when you walk in, the green circle will restore all your characters to full health and mana, for the obvious reasons that we currently do not have a cycle to count when missions are finished. As this game is currently in the testing phases, and I'm mostly worried about character balance, I have also included this red circle, which will immediately level all your characters up to max, and give you enough relics, aka money, to spend on pretty much anything you need. Now, you may notice when you go to the menu, we're pretty lackluster over here. We got skills, we have status. No equipment, no items, nothing. I may not have said this already, but Binding Wyrds is a bit minimalist on what you can do with your characters. You notice that most of them are rank 5. This means that they're level 5. That's as high as they get. Once they reach level 5, they have all their skills. Each of them has 5 skills, 1 per level. And that is all they will get through the game unless they either get an item that gives them more skills or they have a certain upgrade available in the shop. Now, the first statue over here is your character select. You get to select what characters you want to have in your party. As I said before, the amount of characters you have is very important because some of them will not be able to rest. This is not currently implemented, as obviously we're working on making sure I have ample amount of characters and missions for people to go through. This statue right here will allow you to change your gear. Now, every character's weapon is completely unique, as is their armor, so you cannot change those. Pretty much this only exists to equip accessories, which you can get from crafting. This, as it says, is the character boosts. The main way, besides leveling up to upgrade your characters, is to buy them upgrades. Each character has about 2 upgrades. They do differing things depending on the character, which helps further customize them to meet certain needs. Some of them are very simple. Obviously, Turon here will get a strength boost and a speed boost, which is based on his weapon, and his second upgrade gives him 2 normal attacks. Once he gets those 2 upgrades, that's all he can get from the store. Again, some of them have better upgrades than others. For example, this character will get mana cost cuts. Given that she's mostly a healer, this actually helps her quite a bit. Other characters use certain items when they cast spells. So, for example, Renato uses spell gems. In this interface, you can buy them. Though, given the amount of relics you get per mission is very limited, that's quite a use of resources. He also has a way to create them by himself. Now you see, a character also can create their own bullets. The option on the far left is crafting. Now, in-game, certain monsters will drop items. You can use them to craft various materials. This is pretty much the only way to restore mana and HP inside missions besides healing spells, which also requires you to equip a certain accessory. So, if you want to use healing items, you have to use up some of your resources. Last thing is this little gateway. This is our mission select. Right now I have a pretty broad available list of them, and this is not all the missions, but for testing I upped how many you should choose from. Normally you'd only have 5 missions to choose from. Each of them has a description, and eventually I'll add more interface to this. A map, maybe some more detail about the missions. But you'll choose a mission, characters will go through the mission, and when it's finished they'll return to base with either new characters or just having completed the mission. And missions will unlock more missions as you go along. They will also have a timer. After a mission appears, you only have so many turns before you can complete it. If you don't complete it in that time, it will fail. Now, you may think that sounds terrible. Why would I want a mission to fail? Ideally, you don't, but some missions, if failed, will open up different missions. An example, failing a mission where you rescue a character will open up a different mission where you have to fight that character under control of different forces. During that mission, a different character will be recruited. As I said, in the current testing build, you start with all the characters. So currently, recruiting is only textual. It doesn't actually add the characters to your roster. The next major update will let you choose to actually do the straight-up recruiting option, as opposed to starting with all of them. And currently, that is all the subject matter in the main base. In the next few videos, I will discuss various characters and my design philosophy behind them, as well as show what they can actually do, as I've spent a lot of time making sure every character is unique and plays differently. Thank you for your time.